everybody, welcome to another edition of Pick a Card, where we're going to be going over some trading cards of all kinds, whether it be sports, movies, anime, you name it. And this edition of Pick a Card is a very good one, a very exciting one for me anyway. These brand new Smackdown Live trading cards, which I actually got at a Target. Be sure to check them out. They also sell them at Heroes Hideout, where I got this little guy here, this Seth Rollins retro, and go ahead and check them out on Colony Center Mall in upstate New York. That's Heroes Hideout. And so let's open them up here. It's been a while since we did one, and so I'm itching at the chance to see. Now, full disclosure, people, now I know the draft just happened, so we might have some outdated people on specific rosters, but we don't care. You know, we just want to see it, so I'm just going to shut my mouth and do it. Let's go. All right, I'm going to open this up. Looks good. Wow. There's a lot of cards in here. So the very first one that I see is Jinder Mahal. Look at that baby right there. And I'm actually on the other side of the table today because I know every time I do pick a card, for whatever reason, I do it in the dining room and it's always like glaring. But this window's up better. So from the Iconics, Billy Kay. There we go. And my boy, the guy who I thought that should have been the #1 contender for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania, but got injured, which is the reason why they gave Kofi his shot after all these years. But this is Ali. And this guy's pretty retro, but he's still, going strong. And I believe he's on Raw now. But ain't no stopping me now, Shelton Benjamin. There you go. And one of my favorite managers of all time, that managed The Undertaker and Kane and Mankind for a little bit. Oh, yes! Paul Bearer. Oh, got another legend coming through here. This is Cactus Jack. Bang, bang! There you go. All right, next one. This is Albert from when he was with, I believe this was when he was with TNA, went along with Test and Trish Stratus. He's wrestling Edge there. I know that wasn't X Factor Albert. I don't believe that was him yet. And a guy who loves to fight, Finley. Right. And the father of the Usos, Rikishi, because he did it for The Rock. All right, and the next one I see here, Jerry the King Lawler, one of the best color commentators ever. I still think to this day, I don't care who you say, Bobby the Brain Heenan was going to be the best, is the GOAT of all color commentators, of all sports. I don't care it's going to be Bobby the Brain Heenan. He was so funny. Jerry the King Lawler is actually a close second though. And the next guy I show here is Sin Cara, which correct me if I'm wrong, Sin Cara is no face or faceless. I should know, I'm Latino. The next one is the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith. And the next one in the women's division, Carmella, because Mella is money. And we have Bailey, who just turned heel recently. And a legend, he's going to be a Hall of Famer one of these days, Randy Orton. Oh, this is a nice one. Corey says, what is this? A grappling and submission master, Bryan has no shortage of ways to harm his foes in recent times. Daniel's heel hook is has incapacitated many by cradling his opponent's heel in his own elbow and twisting his own body. Bryan creates exorbitant pain and pressure on the knee. Bad for opponents, good for the planet. So this is, I guess, a spotlight, but this is Daniel Bryan. And then we have another Corey Says for Randy Orton. You know that. All right, so this is a 20 years of SmackDown, and this is during the, I believe, 05, when Undertaker was feuding with Randy Orton. There you go. And then we got another one, 20 years of SmackDown. John Cena defeats Seth Rollins. Oh, and it actually has a 40th anniversary of the Intercontinental Champion, Rey Mysterio, who was a former Intercontinental Champion in his own right. And rounding out this pack is R-Truth during the Little Jimmy era. And if anybody doesn't know who Little Jimmy is, you need to go on the WWE Network, free plug, and find out, because that era when R-Truth was hysterical. You think he's funny now, doing all that stuff for the 24/7 title? That Little Jimmy era, man, that was hysterical. Anyone who's a big fan of R-Truth and doesn't know how funny he can be, Google or go on YouTube and find R-Truth promo with Triple H. It was around the time of 2012, I think. Around that time, that whole promo was hysterical. I mean, it literally had me like belly laughing. It's so funny. So we're gonna get into the second pack today. Appreciate you guys sticking it with me. You know, every time I try to do an episode of Pick a Card, I always want to try to burn it down. All right, so the very first the pack is Daniel Bryan. Get a little closer there. That's him against Samoa Joe. And we have, let's see, rookie card, which is Lars Sullivan. Now, Lars Sullivan is an anomaly for me. He's such a good heel, and he was so great in NXT. But then when he got up to the main roster, he just had all these kinds of problems. I don't know why. I mean, I feel for him. I mean, I want him to get help, you know, because he suffers from anxiety and all that. But you know, it's bad news bears, bro. All right, and the next one we have is Rowan. And from Heavy Machinery, we got Tucker. All right, and the next one that we have is D'Lo Brown, one of the legends, a former Intercontinental Champion as well, former European Champion, and we got my main man, WWE legend and Hall of Famer, Scott Hall. Hey yo! Ooh, our first double. Got another R-Truth. All right, we got Matt Hardy. Legend card and also WWE Hall of Famer. The Big Boss Man. All right, and then, Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer. We got Farouk, which is during the Nation of Domination era, during the Attitude. And we got the Rowdy one. Roddy Piper. And from the B team, we got Bo Dallas, which I really wish they could bring back the Bo Leave gimmick, which I think it was awesome. And 10-time women's champion, Charlotte Flair. Woo! Former women's champion and Divas champion in her own right, Beth Phoenix, and Hall of Famer. Oh, and second double, Finlay. Ooh, doubles coming in bunches. Oh, no, this is a different one. No, it's a different one. Randy Orton. And another Corey Says, which is spotlighting Carmella. And another spotlight, 20 years of SmackDown. Rey Mysterio debuts, which was back in 2003, I believe. Check that out. I always loved Rey Mysterio because, number one, I actually met him in person when I used to live in San Diego. I actually saw him without his mask. He was working out at the Bonita Athletic Club, which I believe is still there, if I'm not mistaken. Anyone who still lives in the Chula Vista area that's a fan, that watches the show and watches Pick a Car, comment down below if the Bonita Athletic Club is actually still there. I believe it's still there last time I checked. Another spotlight of 20 years of SmackDown. Shinsuke Nakamura defeats John Cena. And 40th anniversary of the Intercontinental title, The Miz. And rounding out the second pack, and rounding out also the episode of Pick a Card, Cesaro. All right. Well, thank you so very much for spending some time with J&J Toy Giants on this edition of Pick a Card. Thank you so very much. Be sure to comment down below and subscribe, like, and also set that notification button so anytime that we actually upload a video, you'll be notified. And also, definitely, we always say this all the time, that we do appreciate your love and support. Also, check out our Patreon page if you want to donate to support the channel so that we can keep bringing content to you. Look at the description and follow the link. And keep on cruising, people.